Modern Warfare 3 sold 8.8 million copies in its first month, breaking every sales record set prior. In fact, the previous record holder was another Call of Duty title, Call of Duty Black Ops, at 8 million in sales. Unfortunately, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 sold only 7.4 million in its first month, which may be signaling a decline in the series. Modern Warfare 3 made $775 million in its first 5 days. That's far more than Avatar, the current highest grossing movie. Call of Duty is actually worth more than most of the top movies in Hollywood. If you put together the lifelong sales of Avatar, Titanic, and The Avengers, the three highest grossing movies of all time, they still don't quite make the $6 billion that Call of Duty had made by the time Modern Warfare 3 came out. The most notorious section in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign involved the player being in the shoes of an undercover CIA agent as he infiltrates a Russian terrorist organization. The level was named No Russian, allowed players to take part in a massacre of unarmed civilians at an airport. The developers knew the scene would be controversial, and despite the player not actively being required to take part in the shootings, the game asks players at the start if they would like to skip the level. In Russia, the level was completely cut, while in Japan and Germany, the mission is restarted if the player kills a civilian. Interestingly, the Japanese version featured a mistranslation, turning "Remember No Russian" into "Kill them, they are Russians." Considering how central the level was to the game's main plot, this made for a lot of confused Japanese gamers. Hiding teddy bears around the game's single and multiplayer levels has been a time-honored tradition in Call of Duty history. The custom began in Call of Duty: The Finest Hour, in which the player can come across a room containing a teddy bear. Picking up the bear grants the player full health and accompanies the message, "The teddy bear is adorable." Since then, teddies have been featured in almost every entry in the franchise. Call of Duty 2 saw teddy bears being used as target practice during the training level, while Modern Warfare features bears strewn across 5 of its multiplayer levels, including Block, Ambush, and Overgrown. In MW2, a bear can be found in a VIP's panic room next to a chess set, with the implication that the VIP had been playing board games with it. According to Activision, Call of Duty isn't just one of the biggest sellers every year, it's also one of the biggest time sucks for gamers around the globe. Based on data collection from various platforms over the lifespan of the series, Activision found players cumulatively spend the equivalent of 1900 years playing Call of Duty every day. In that amount of time, in the real world, multiple empires have fallen, the new world was discovered, automobiles were invented, and computers shrank from the size of a warehouse to fit in the palm of your hand, and all you did was rack up a 27 kill streak. As one of the easier perks to unlock in Call of Duty multiplayer, the UAV is a frequent occurrence in just about every single match. While you can probably easily count the number of UAVs you shot down last match on one hand, we'll wager you had no idea just how many have been destroyed in the lifetime of the franchise. 813 million UAVs have been destroyed in Call of Duty online matches. If you multiplied that number by the cost of a real-life drone, you'd get $3.4 quadrillion, or enough to pay the US federal spending budget 5,422 times. When you put together all the time spent by every player playing Call of Duty back to back, you'll get over 2.85 million years of playtime. That's longer than humans have existed on Earth. In fact, if you were to go back in time 2.85 million years, we would still be indistinguishable from other great apes. Yes, Call of Duty has managed to outpace evolution. 31 billion care packages have been dropped. That total is impressive considering the care package itself is a kill streak that noobs have problems earning. What's even more impressive is that if you treated these care packs as real objects, you would have enough care packages to build 15,000 pyramids or 100 Great Walls of China. 100 million people have played Call of Duty. That's a larger population than most countries. If the entirety of the Call of Duty fanbase formed a country, it would be a greater population than Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. They would be a huge international military threat as long as they aren't noobs. Celebrating the launch of Call of Duty Ghosts, Activision drew together a fact sheet of staggering figures to demonstrate the scale of the series' multiplayer dominance. Compiling data on every title since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, 100 million players had notched up 32.3 quadrillion shots, collected 31 billion care packages, and destroyed 5 billion cars in over 25 billion hours of game time. To put that into perspective, the US arms industry produces around 10 billion bullets a year, while 5 times the number of cars currently registered would need to be created just to be blown up.